Well, good evening, everyone. This is kind of a nighttime devotion for me, and just want to share with you some thoughts from Matthew's Gospel, chapter 3. And I've been doing some DIY today. I'm not very good at DIY. I get there in the end if I persevere with the help from one or two people, but I never seem to do the preparation. I never seem to get everything right, and it seems to take a long time. But anyway, I say that because I've been reading Matthew chapter 3, and at the end of Matthew chapter 3 we read that Jesus went from Galilee to the Jordan River to be baptized by John, but John tried to talk him out of it. It says, "I am the one who needs to be baptized by you," he said, "so why are you coming to me?" But Jesus said, "It should be done, for we must carry out all that God requires." So John agreed to baptize him. And as I was reading this, I've been thinking that it's really wonderful to be able to trust in Jesus, because he's done everything right. He's done everything that he needed to do, perfectly righteous, and we can put our trust in him. And if you're like me and you get things wrong and get frustrated and wish that I'd have done something properly, or done the preparation, or just taken a little bit more time to make sure I've done what I've needed to be done, the outcome's always better, isn't it, when you do that? And although you get there eventually, sometimes it takes longer than it ought to be. But it's a real comfort to me, and I want to encourage you tonight, maybe if you're listening to this in the evening before you go to bed, or if you're looking at it at the start of the day, you can rest assured that your faith in Jesus is wonderful and precious, and you can know that when you put your trust in him, he's done absolutely everything necessary for you to be righteous and cleansed and forgiven because of what Jesus has done. And as I've been pondering this, I'm thinking, why did Jesus go to the Jordan? Why did he go and be baptized? And as I was looking at this, there's a reference in my Bible to Micah 6:8, and Jesus said it should be done. We must carry out all that God requires, and it seems to be a reference to Micah chapter 6 and verse 8, where God says we know what we need to do. We need to walk humbly and love mercy and do what's right. And Jesus seems to have identified with us before he started his earthly ministry in being our high priest and living a perfect life and going to the cross and giving his life, shedding his blood that we might be forgiven for our sin. Just seems to me that he was identifying with sinful men, being merciful and being humble, coming to be with the men and the people that he wanted to save, to get into the water with them and be cleansed. And when we read in Leviticus, it's not that long since we were reading Leviticus, Aaron on the Day of Atonement had to put on the priestly garments, and before he did that, he needed to bathe himself. And just a lovely picture of Jesus coming and bathing himself before he began his earthly ministry. And of course he goes on and walks with us and heals people and loves people, shows us God's character. And it's been a real encouragement to me just to ponder and think that Jesus has done all that God's required, and we can put our trust in him. Well, I hope that's an encouragement to you, whether you're going to go on and have a day working or looking after children or doing whatever you're doing. Have a fabulous day. Pray God would bless you If it's the end of the day and you're going to go to bed, then go to bed, sleep peacefully, and rest assured that Jesus has done all that is necessary. Okay, God bless you. Bye now.